Alright, so, I cover a variety of things here. I'm going to be starting from the top of the list and working my way down. It helps me to remember, everything that I go over. So if you're really familiar with something and don't want to go over it, just let me know and we can skip it and move on to the next one, alright?
Yep.
Alright, so the first thing I like to cover is tanks and gameplay with tanks. Something that's very important for tanks is, shit, give me 1 second, I have to turn off the Steam noise. Anyways, the first thing is speed climbing. So how are you with speed climbing?
I am perfectly fine.
So you want to skip over that?
But, like, so how do I explain this? I don't like, oh my god. It's hard to explain.
What do you mean? I mean, what are you trying to explain? That it's inconsistent with the speed climbing, or your experience with it, you don't want to go over it?
I'm not, like, completely sure I'm doing it right, but I know it. I'm
Well, then
not,
we
like,
can go over it.
sure.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you know the difference between normal climbing and speed climbing, just the speed of it, right?
Yep.
Alright, so here I want you to spectate me in first person and tell me when you're ready.
Ready?
Alright. So, there are 4 different ways to speed climb up a ladder. I'm only going to cover 2 here. Now, the most used one is called the downright method. Once you're on the ladder, you're going to look 90 degrees to the right and 90 degrees downward. Now, you need to make sure that you're looking as far down as your camera lets you. As you see here, I can no longer move my mouse any farther down. It just simply is stuck right there. Now, the next thing is you need to make sure that you've got your side to the ladder. As you see here with my crosshair, my side is facing to the ladder. If I'm facing the ladder or facing away from the ladder, it will not work. So, once I'm right here, I'm going to be pressing the keys A and S together and speed climb upward. You can also speed climb down ladders by pressing the exact opposite keys that you use to speed climb up. So if you were to look at the keyboard, A and S will make you go up. The exact opposite keys, W and D, will make you go down. Now, the next method here is called the upright method. Some people say it's a bit more difficult, some people prefer it, etc. So, 90 degrees to the right and 90 degrees upward, same idea. You don't want to have your back to the ladder, and you don't want to be facing the ladder. Just have your side to it. W and A will make you go up, and S and D will make you go down. Alright, do you want to give it a try now?
Oh wait, S and D, right? For down?
Yes, S and D for down.
Okay. Did I do it right?
Oh, sick. Sorry, I was replying to someone. Alright, so go on. Do it again, sorry. Oh yeah, you're definitely doing it right. Now, what I want you to do is go up to the top of the ladder and then speed climb back down. So speed climb up and then back
My
down.
bad.
There you go. Very nice. Alright, looks like you got a handle on that then, right? Right?
Yep.
Alright. So the next thing here is called ladder launching. It's not really, it's not really advanced, but it's just a little tip. Basically, all you're doing is when you're on the ladder, you press spacebar. Now, this may seem like, something very common, but a lot of tanks forget about this. When you do this as a tank, you fly much faster than you would be walking. So you see here, I fly from the ladder, at a very fast pace, allowing me to catch survivors that are trying to push me while I'm, climbing up the ladder. So that's about it. If you want to go ahead and give it a couple tries. It's nothing really
Just
too
spacebar?
fancy. Yeah, just spacebar. And that's it. Just launching yourself off the ladder with spacebar. It gives you a really huge burst of speed. Allows you to catch a survivor that's, overextending and trying to push you going up the ladder. Alright. So the next thing we're going to cover here is jump rocking. Now, do you have any, do you have any issues with getting consistent jump rocks in general?
Yes, I do.
Alright, so basically with jump rocking, it's a sequence rather than a combination. The sequence is rock and then spacebar. You gotta press one before the other, but you need to press them in such quick succession that it feels as though you're pressing them at the exact same time. So that's all there is to that for the jump rock. Just rock and then spacebar. So go ahead and give it a couple tries.
This FPS is not really helping.
What?
This FPS is not really helping me.
I don't know. I mean, do you have all the settings set to low and such?
Yeah, I just need to get a new computer.
Well, make sure to get a new processor. Processors. This game's very processor oriented, but good graphics card doesn't hurt.
Oh.
I mean, it could be just the low FPS. Let's see, give me 1 sec. See if I can find a command here really quick. Alright, what is, do you know what this outputs in console?
Outputs? No.
No, what is that? If you type that into console, just copy that and paste it in. Is it set to 1 or 0?
1.
Alright. Here's what I want you to do really quick. This is a cheat command, so you can't really use it in a live game, but for this, maybe we can get some better FPS. So I want you to set it to 0.
Okay.
Alright, did that increase your FPS at all?
Oh, yes.
Alright,
Just a little bit.
well, hopefully that'll help then. Alright, so let's try this again. Remember, it's rock and then spacebar. You're pressing rock too late.
It's rock. Oh my god.
Yeah, you gotta press rock much sooner. Here, let's try and do it without any movement. So just standing still. Just try and do a jump rock. Gotta press rock sooner. Ow, that hurt. Well then, you're gonna take your frustration out like that.
See, I'm not like very successful. I can barely do one.
Well, I don't know if it's FPS related. I wouldn't imagine it would be, but I don't know, I probably don't have, or I never have had FPS as low as you probably do. But the idea is really you want to be pressing rock and then spacebar. You gotta press them very quickly together, but you cannot press them at the exact same time. If you press them at the exact same time, it won't work. I heard for some people, what you can try and do is you can try holding the spacebar. Some people have reported that holding the spacebar makes it easier. Oh wow, I can't jump.
Has to be instantly, right?
Yes, pretty much.
There you go. That's one in like 50 tries.
Oh, there you go. Well, there's 3. Very nice. Alright, so let's try and get one more jump rock, and then we'll move on to the next thing here.
Okay.
Because we do have a lot to cover, and I don't want the, whole session to be just about the jump rock. There we go, very nice. Alright. So, the next thing we're going to cover here is haymakers. Now, do you know what a haymaker is?
A what?
A haymaker.
Yes.
Haymaker. Alright, so basically, a haymaker, just attack and mouse, or attack and rock at the exact same time. It's no sequence, it's just an exact combination.
Isn't that like disabled in ProMod?
Yes, it is. I'll make sure to note that at the end of the haymaker part. But yeah, anyways, haymakers are disabled on Confogle servers and servers that generally just have it disabled. There's a plugin for it. It'll simply not let you press, or it'll simply not let you attack and throw a rock at the exact same time. Now, if you want, you can combine this with a spacebar to get something similar to a jump rock, but in order to do this, you got to do a sequence. You got to do haymaker followed by spacebar. Just press both the other buttons. Press the haymaker combo sooner. Very nice. Oh, never mind. I thought you got it. I thought you got it. Oh, that poor chair.
I just have a very hard time timing it.
It's just very quickly. There you go. Alright. So yeah, I mean, there's not much, you don't have to practice this, obviously, to a huge extent, because it's disabled in ProMod or Confogle servers, etc. But it's just so that you know that it's there. Now, the next thing to note is just when to use these abilities here. Now, a jump rock and a haymaker, they're very useful, but a lot of people will overuse them. So, for example, let's say that we got a survivor trapped in a corner over here, and the tank decides to jump rock. As you see here, the entire time that I'm picking up the rock, it gives the survivor time to move to my side, and then jump as I'm landing the rock, and then they're going to punch me once I've gotten hit by the rock, and I might go flying all the way over here. So, just to put it simple, don't do jump rocks when it's completely unneeded. If you can accomplish the same thing by punching, just running up to it and punching, you're better off just running up to it and punching instead of, you know, doing fancy jump rocks.
Okay.
Alright. So the next thing here we're going to cover is hittables. Now, there are two different types of hittables. There's the smaller hittables and the bigger hittables. The smaller hittables are, you know, they're very small and they do very minimal damage. Bigger hittables, obviously, you know, they deal damage between 24 on finales and rush finales, and the full incapacitation, you know. Now, the
Yes.
smaller hittables, a smaller hittable is basically a prop that is solid and is movable. So you see here we have these trash bins here. They are solid and movable. As you see, they block my path, I can jump on them, etc. So, they are smaller hittables. Now, this lawn chair that's right here, it's not solid. Even though I can move it, it's not a small hittable, because it does absolutely nothing. It's just there for decoration. So it's completely useless. So, I'm going to be showing you how to use these smaller hittables. So let me spawn up a round table here. So, here we got a round table. Now, basically the smaller props, they're really only useful for blocking the survivor's path or slowing them down on commit, because while the prop is going through them, they cannot move for the duration that it passes through them. So, the proper way to use these is to time your punch before you approach the hittable, so that you never actually have to stop and slow down in order to punch the hittable. So you see here, I'm going to pre-punch, and as soon as I arrive at the hittable, I'm going to finish my punch, and it's going to go flying without me ever having to stop.
Okay.
So go ahead and give it a try. Very nice. So yeah, let's give it one more try here. Alrighty. So yeah, if you look at their health right now, they're barely missing any health. So again, these are only really useful to block the survivor's path or slow them down, etc. You can even get people stuck in them if they're cornered. So I'm going to move these out of the way here. Let's move on to the bigger props.
Ah,
Oh, that bug.
that's fine.
Alright, so here we got a car. Now, what kind of experience do you have with basically controlling hittables?
Not much. I rarely use hittables.
Oh, well here, you know, the very basic to hitting any hittable is crouching, pretty much. You want to crouch.
Yes.
Now, how you, or where you hit a hittable will determine its speed and the distance it'll travel. So, with this car here, if I hit the very center of it, it's going to be very controlled, but it's also going to be very slow and go, you know, a fair amount of distance. Not that far, though. On the other hand, if I were to hit a prop on its edge right here, like this car, it'll go much farther and much faster, but it's less controllable. And that's what we usually call as a helicopter prop, is when we hit it on the edge. So go ahead and give it a try.
On the edge?
Yes, on the edge. Very nice. Alright. So the next thing here is an alternative way to hit the hittables upward. So here we have a car that, you know, is all the way up to the building, and I want to get this car over the building. Now, if I try this, where I crouch in front of it, aim up and punch... Oh wow, it actually got over. Wait, alright. It's normally not supposed to do that. Oh, I see, because it's lifted. You see, I gotta spawn it away so it doesn't get stuck on there again. Nope.
Ew.
There you go. So here, got a hittable right here, and if I were to aim just upward, crouch, and punch, it's not going to go over, because it's already, you know, it's right against the building right here. It can't it just can't get the angle. So an alternative to getting this prop over there is, oh, well, hello there. Alright.
Blue.
An alternative to get props over is to simply stand on the edge, look straight down as far as your camera lets you, and punch. Now here you're going to see the prop goes so high to the point where it literally is going to bounce down from the skybox because the skybox is pretty low on this map. Oh, look at that perfect parking. Alright. Oops. Go ahead and give it a try. I'm sure it's not as far, but as long as you get the idea. Don't crouch. Crouching actually makes it worse.
Oh, well.
Oh, you still got it. Very nice. But yeah. So basically, you don't want to crouch. Crouching actually, you know, it'll reduce the height that it goes, although it's entirely up to you. Also, the farther you are from the center, the faster it will travel, etc. So if I were to hit it from right here, it's not going to go as high as you see right there. But as I was showing you earlier, if I hit it all the way from the edge, it goes much faster and much farther. All the way back down. Alright, so any questions on that part?
No.
Alright. So the next thing here, it would be back punching. Now, do you know what a back punch is?
What?
A back punch.
No.
Alright, so let me show you here really quick what it looks like. So you see how I approach the hittable and hit it, you know, hit it into the opposite direction of that where I was coming from? Or I think I worded that really poorly. But basically I punched it while facing away from it, alright? Now, basically in order to do this, all you gotta do is aim at the hittable, punch, and then before your punch ends, look away and aim at where you want it to go. And that's it. So go ahead and give it a try. Oh, whoa there.
My bad.
Gotta be closer. Alright, let's try again. Very nice. Alright, let's do one more. You didn't turn around soon enough. Basically, as soon as you press your mouse 1, you can turn away, and you weren't close enough for this one. You gotta be literally hugging it. Alright, let's try again. Very nice. Alright. So any questions on that?
So you have to be standing next to it, or you can just run and do it?
You can run and do it, but it's a little iffy. And I'll show you right here, I can run and do it. It's just really iffy. It just requires you to, as you're approaching the hittable. So can you move really quick so I can spawn the prop? As you're approaching the hittable, you're gonna pre-punch, turn around, and still keep pressing the S key so that you're pushing yourself into the prop as you finish the punch. Go on. There we go. Very nice. Oops. There we go. Alright, so any questions there with the props and such?
Nope.
Alright. So the next thing here is cleaving. Now, do you know what cleaving is?
Say it again?
Cleaving.
No.
Basically the act of hitting in a full 180-degree angle around you as the tank.
I do not know.
Alright then, let's try and show you here really quick. So I'm gonna set up the survivors.
I'm gonna beat that tank's ass.
So, just to show you here, I mean this isn't a full 180 degrees, but it's the closest I can set up for. So basically, cleaving is just the act of hitting multiple targets in more than a 90-degree angle. So here I'm going to be hitting Rochelle and Coach at the exact same time with the same punch. Oops, let me try that again. There we go. Now, it's easier to do this from right to left, but if you want, you can do it from left to right too. Oh. Wow, I'm just doing so poorly right now. There we go. Yeah, but you can do this from left to right also. Just you have to be very quick and precise on your punch. So yeah, you want to go ahead and give it a try?
Sure.
Let me turn off the white lines really quick. Right, you're good to go.
Ready?
Yep. Gotta turn much sooner. Much sooner. Even faster. There you go. There you go. Very nice. So any questions there on the cleaving? You can go ahead and do it again if you want.
It's 180 degrees, right?
Yeah, it's a full 180 degrees. So I could literally, I'm gonna see if I can set up a survivor here really quick. So go one there. So here we go. So I got Coach in front of me and Nick behind me. As you see, full 180 degrees. So any questions?
Nope.
Alright. So the next thing here would be basic b-hopping. So what kind of experience do you have with b-hopping?
I recently b-hopped for 1 year, but I used mouse wheel down.
Alright.
But then it's gonna be spacebar.
Alright, so here we're going to be doing some basic b-hopping here. Essentially, as the tank, I'm sure you've noticed if you know, if a survivor's trying to get away from you, he'll sometimes jump over a counter or over a little ledge, something like this, to get away from the tank. And as you see, when the tank lands on the prop, he slows down, correct? Basically,
Yes.
at the end of a jump, the tank slows down. So, if you're trying to chase a survivor over a prop like this, or over a counter, you're going to end up slowing down significantly, making it easier for the survivor to get away. But you can avoid this slowdown by simply b-hopping. There's no swaying, you know, there's no swaying to it. All you gotta do is just spacebar. And as you saw there, no slowdown.
Oops. Do I let go of W or?
No, never let go of W. Very nice.
Okay. I'll time it more carefully.
Gotta get closer.
Oops.
Oh, well now. Don't be rocking the car.
What's up, guys? You busy?
Havoc's be busy.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice. And obviously, with more FPS, this is easier. So
Yes.
when you get a new computer, you know, it's gonna be easier to do these b-hops. Very nice. Alright, so any questions there with the basic b-hopping?
I never actually b-hop this tank, or ever tried to.
Well, what about it?
Like, how does it work?
The same way b-hopping with Survivor works. Gotta sway. And it just takes practice. I really wouldn't suggest it though. It's more something you do when you're fooling around. I don't know anyone that actually does it in a scenario where they aren't fooling around. Alright, so the next thing here is going to be hitboxing with rocks. Now, do you know about hitboxing with rocks?
No.
Alright, basically, have you ever run into a scenario where you try to dodge a rock at the last second, it hits the air right next to you, but it still hits you and you're like, how did that hit me?
Yes.
That is hitboxing. And it's consistent whether or not you're moving. So I'm going to show you here what hitboxing is in a more detailed way. So let me set up the survivors here really quick. Oops. Alright. Alright, so here I'm going to be showing you some hitboxing rock. Hitboxing is essentially just hitboxing. That's all you're really doing. So I want you to stand down there really quick and see where the rocks are landing. Well, all the way back down. Oh, back. There we go. So just watch where the rocks are landing and notice that the rocks aren't landing anywhere near the survivor, or anywhere on the survivors. It's just landing near the survivors. But it's still hitting them.
Oh my god.
And that's hitboxing. Allows you to hit survivors that are, you know, hiding behind a tree. Just throw a rock to the side of the tree and it'll hit them even though they're standing directly behind it. Or if they're standing in a building like this, and, you know, you can throw it very easily onto them. So go ahead and give it a try. So come up here. Very nice.
Can you try to curve with this or no?
No. You don't need to curve. All you gotta do is just make sure to aim for the air right here. A little bit closer to the building. Alright, let's do one more. There we go. Very nice. Alright. So, hitboxing also works when you're, you know, somebody's hiding behind a wall. You can throw a rock over the wall. Showing you here, these two survivors hiding behind the wall over here. Oops. I have no idea how that hit. That didn't hit them. Alright, so here now, what I'm going to show you really quick. Oh wow, those lines. I'm going to be making all the bots crouch here really quick. So, as you see, all the bots are crouched. And what this is to demonstrate is that, basically, crouching does not make your hitbox any smaller. So, if you can get hitbox while standing, you can get hitbox by crouching. Doesn't make you any harder to hitbox. It might intimidate some of the newer tanks, because they'll be like, oh no, it's a smaller target, I can't hit that. But in reality, you know, all he's got to do is hit you as if you were standing. Alright, so any questions around the hitboxing?
No.
Alright. Alright, so the next thing here is going to be curve rocking. What kind of experience do you have with curve rocking?
I usually try to use it
Oh, I know.
when I'm around the corners.
Alright. So then can you do it consistently?
Yes, but I have trouble aiming just a little bit.
Well, I mean, I don't really... we can try and help with the aiming a tiny bit. Alright, so then, since you got the idea behind it, we're gonna skip to the second part here with the rocks, or the curve rocking. And just all you're gonna do is get on the side of this structure here, and just throw a rock around the corner.
Oh, this two-handed.
Very nice. Just tell me when you're ready to move on to the next step of curve racking.
I forgot to mention I have like a hard time doing left to right.
Left to right?
Left to
Well,
right.
then this is good practice, huh? Yeah, I'll give you a target. Very nice.
Do you have to like curve as much for left to right or no?
Yes, it's the same idea as right to left.
Oh my god.
I know, right?
Two-handed.
Very nice. Alright, just tell me when you're ready to move on to the next part. There's a lot more curve racking to go around.
Okay, I think I am ready.
Alright, so now we're going to start to get to the advanced parts here. So let me get the props together and start spawning them. Alright, move out of the way really quick. Oops. I have to say, that's probably the straightest line of dumpsters I've ever made. Give me one sec, I gotta spawn one more. There we go. Alright. So this next part here is going to cover curving underhand rocks and one-handed rocks over chest-high props. So I'm going to show you here really quick, which I'm sure you've come across a few times, is when you get a one-handed rock or an underhand rock right next to an object that is chest-high, you can't throw it over. Two-handed rocks, on the other hand, can easily make it over because they leave the tank's body at a much higher point than the one-handed rocks and underhand rocks. Now, in order to curve these rocks over chest-high props, what you're going to have to do is you're going to want to aim away from the survivors and then aim again back at them. Let me see if I can show you here and try and get a rock. I might need you to step back a bit though, because I might hit you with the rock. So I'm going to aim away and then aim at them. Get
Like
an underhand
180?
rock. Yes. And as you see there, I was able to get the underhand rock over the dumpster. Just doing a complete 180 and then another 180. Works.
So it's like basically a turn.
Yes. Well, you have to time it though. You can't just do a complete 180 degree churn or a complete 360 churn and it'll work. You have to churn 180 degrees from your target, wait until you need to curve the rock, and then churn another 180 degrees again. Ooh, you got it, but you need to aim higher.
Aim higher for the
Underhand.
lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Although I didn't hit him, but it's still very nice.
Oops.
Very nice. And just tell me when you're ready to move on to the next curve rocking part.
Trying to get an underhand. Too high.
Yep.
Shit, just get up, get up.
Too low. Too low.
Hey,
There we go.
There you go.
Very nice. So yeah. So you ready to move on to the next part?
yes.
Alright, the next part is the final trick with curve rocking. So what I need you to do really quick though is I need you to type kill in the console to kill your tank, because you're going to have to spectate me while I do this.
I'm grabbing pit. Yeah.
Type in what command?
Type in kill in the console.
I ain't ready to lay down yet.
Alright, so the next trick here, so just spectate my tank in first person and tell me when you're ready.
Ready?
Alright, so the next trick here is curving rocks underneath you and into survivors that are underneath you here. So ideally, one-handed rocks and underhand rocks can do this. Two-handed rocks, however, cannot. The trick is you need to make sure never to look down, straight down at any time. If you look down like this at any time, as you see here, I'm going down. If you do this, it will not work. You have to do a crescent shape around your tank. See here. So that's all there is to it. It's just a crescent shape around your tank. You're gonna see if I can
Okay.
give you a few rocks here. Not churning enough.
There you go.
And just see how my cursor, when I pull in the rock at the last second here, I have to aim much farther than where I want it to go. So you see, it's hitting coach right there, but I'm having to aim all the way back here.
Okay.
And just tell me when you're ready to give it a try.
Hmm. Okay, I'll try it.
Alright. The closer you are to the edge, the better.
This is
Aim down.
gonna get right. I can walk this shit off.
I'm swinging too early.
Almost. Gotta aim farther. No, not that high. You don't want to aim high, you want to aim still low, but farther. Sooner. Too soon.
Mm.
It hurts, but ain't nothing.
Very nice. way too high. Too high? You threw it at your feet.
Am I swinging too fast or too slow?
You're swinging too slow. Too high at the end. So here, let me spawn myself up here as a hunter really quick. So go back up top. Basically, what you're gonna want to be doing is you're gonna be aiming somewhere over here, all right? And then when you throw the rock, you're gonna want to be aiming, or when you curve the rock, you're gonna want to be aiming somewhere like over here. You see how it's still keeping it low, but it's aiming farther than the actual target, which is right here. Ow.
Yeah.
Ow. Really? Really, coach? I'll get you later. So yeah, that's the general idea, is you're aiming much farther than where the target actually is. Ooh, almost. If you want, you can move a bit to your left to make it a bit easier, since, you know, the wall's right there and such. Too high. Way too
Oh
high.
my.
Still too high. Too high. Yeah, I'll try and give you a target here with my hunter. It's kind of hard to position myself.
I feel like I'm swimming too early.
Let's see. Almost. It's that damn gnome. The gnome box blocks half the rocks that you get under there. Too early. Too high. I think it might just be the, also you're combating your FPS too.
Yeah, it's currently at like 20.
Oh god. I have no idea how you play like that. When I was dropping to, when I was streaming and I would drop below 60, I would get angry. I couldn't imagine doing 30. Very nice. Too early. So let's try and get one more here. Very nice.
I just like turned back, abandoned it.
There we go. Alright.
Took a while.
Well, yeah. Practice takes takes oh my god, I can't believe I'm failing so hard. Practice makes perfect.
Yes.
Alright, so, that would be it for the tank advance techniques and such. I mean, if you have any questions in general for the tank, I can go ahead and ask them right now, even if they're basic questions or anything.
Do you have to focus the tank more than the SI when it comes in?
It depends really on the situation. I would say that shoot the shit out of the tank, you know, and then once the SI come in, SI are priority. Kill the SI and then kill the tank afterwards. Basically, I mean, it'll depend on the situation. If the tank is like, if you know the tank is like less than 1,000 HP, then tank is priority. But if the tank is just freshly committing, it goes special infected first and then tank. So when the tank comes in, just, you know, do some damage on him. And I would suggest that once you've, like if you're using an Uzi, use about maybe, it depends on how aggressive your team is. If they're all in his face, use about half of your clip and then start reloading. That way when the SI come in, you'll have a full clip ready and you'll be able to kill them and quickly move on back to the tank. Another good thing is you want to make sure to stay near the tank. So let me see. Oh, I guess I got to spot an Uzi. Give me 1 sec. The reason being is slowdown. You're familiar with slowdown, correct?
Slogans.
No, slowdown.
Oh yes.
Slowdown. Basically, there's a CVAR that controls the area around the tank that slows down, you know, where it slows down when it takes damage. Now, tanks that have long arms, this is a lot more dangerous to do because you can actually get hit in the area during the, you know, during the, when you're trying to, in the slowdown area, even though you're nowhere near the tank. So, basically from where you're standing all the way to maybe right here, gives the tank slowdown. Now, if all of your teammates are coordinating together, you know, basically, when I see a tank committing, I purposely run at the tank, get near him, and then start shooting him so that I can always, you know, basically try and just slow him down for my team. And really, I wish more people did that. The reason being is if we all come up to the tank and slow him down as a team, can you imagine how slow that tank's going to be?
No, oh my god.
Yeah. So you got 3 Uzis and a shotgun all shooting him right when he commits. Not only is he going to be taking a lot of damage very quickly, but he also is very slow. Another thing a lot of people don't know is that you can actually slow down a tank from behind. So if he's chasing someone, you can follow the tank from behind, as I'll show you here. So you see yourself moving slower, and I'm behind you. So yeah, you can, if the tank is chasing someone, you can follow up behind the tank and help your teammate escape by shooting him in the back. Well, shooting the tank in the back, not your teammate. So, the next thing here, I mean, do you want any advice with playing as the tank, or playing as a survivor against a tank?
Shotguns, like, does the shotgun slow the tank as well or no?
Yes, but it's not as much as an automatic weapon. It doesn't go based off how much damage you deal, it goes based off damage in general. So, every time the tank takes damage from a projectile, he's slowed down if they're within the range. And also if he's not considered in the air. So if a tank is dropping from, say, like this rooftop here, he's not going to get any slowdown while he's falling. This also means that if you can, you know, perfect B-hopping, you actually cannot get any slowdown while B-hopping as the tank. So, and any more questions?
When do you, like, if you have a 3 cab ready, when do you call in for support?
It really depends on the situation. The general rule of thumb is wait till the tank gets half health or corners someone. Now, again, this is it differs between the map, it differs between the situation, and it differs between team. If the tank rolls in right away and he corners somebody and still has 6,000 health or 5,000 health, most teams usually save the support and wait till the tank either gets another corner or he goes down to 3k. Some people even wait less than 3k, but that's very iffy. So generally just call in support when either if you need a distraction or to slow them down to corner someone, or if, you know, you're having trouble in general trying to get to them. So like say for example, let's say for example, you know, you're standing right here and you're chasing the survivors all the way from the cotton candy tent over there, which really you shouldn't be. And the entire time, they're just kiting you all the way over here. Really, I mean, no tank is going to do this, but there's only so much the support can do, even if you were to call them in. There's no way you're going to be able to corner a survivor, you know, as they're, you know, running from you in this big open area. And the support, the most you can really hope for is a smoke. Maybe a smoker can spawn right here or something, get a pull, and try and pull someone into your punch, really. Basically, I mean, as the tank, you really want to aim for at least incapacitating one survivor. That's just a bare minimum. If you can't incapacitate more than, if you can't incapacitate one survivor, it's kind of a sack tank. That or get rid of most of their bonus.
Do you want to sack a spitter or a boomer if you don't have a truck hit? That's the thing. Would you recommend sacking a boomer or a spitter if you have one?
I would. It depends on the tank and it depends on the area. Spitter in general, always get rid of the spitter before a tank, or during a tank. You know, if you get a spitter, just get rid of it immediately. There are some exceptions to it. So, say for example, you get a charger and a smoker and a spitter, and then somebody gets the tank and he's neither of those three. Generally, you want to save the spitter for, you know, your team to attack. You know, smoker pulls for a charge and then you spit on the charge guy. Sometimes you'll save a spitter also for when the team is running back to an area and you can spit block them to delay their movement back. Another thing with the boomer, it really depends on the area. So let's say, for example, again, if the survivors are standing right here in this open area, I would recommend getting rid of the boomer. But if the survivors are standing over here, you know, in this enclosed area, a lot of spawns, then it's a good idea to save the boomer. So do you kind of get that? Big open area equal get rid of boomer. Small enclosed area, keep boomer.
Okay. I have a question. God damn it. I just forgot it. When do you play Rock Tank?
All the
When
time.
they're bleeding out?
All the time. Basically, here's how I would put it. If you have a big open area like this, and you can throw rocks without taking more than 1,000 chip, it's really worth it. I mean, the best example I can give right now is just if you see a rock, try and go for it, but don't overextend yourself, because once your support is dead, you're kind of leaving yourself dead in the water if you went down from your safe spot. Another thing is just that basically if the tank is missing more than 1,000 health, it's considered a dead tank, and from there on you're usually going to want to do nothing but rocks. So you generally don't want to take more than 1,000 chip unless you're planning to do a rock tank.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know, I'm missing something.
There's one last tip here I guess I can give you here for the survivor. Is basically jumping when you're being punched. It makes it much easier to get away from the tank, so right here really quick. So I'm gonna jump and then you're gonna punch. So in 3, 2, 1. And you see how I go, let's try that again. I go much farther. 3, 2, 1. You see how I go much farther away from you, correct?
Yeah.
And that's generally a good idea, you know, to do. If you can't get away from the tank and you're not in an area where you're not going to worry about getting stuck in the ceiling or, you know, getting punched off, you want to jump. So let's try it again. So right here, I have 27 health, so I'm not going to be able to get away from you. So what I'm going to have to do is shoot you or etc. I'm going to have to jump. So ready, 3, 2, 1. Oops, I didn't time it right, but you get the idea, right?
Yeah. I actually thought you said try to dodge the punch.
Nah. You can actually dodge a punch. I've actually, actually not a punch. You can actually dodge a rock. I had this one time where I was sitting at like I think it was like 10 health, and a tank picked up a rock, and I couldn't get away, so I just crouched and I started beating on his legs here with a melee weapon, and he threw a rock, but it didn't hit me, and I was like, wow, How did that not hit me? Oh well, free chip for me. Alright, so any more questions?
This shit'll
When do you, if you don't have SI support and you're just, like, getting shot down, or shoot down by the survivor, do you back out?
Wait, what?
If there's no SI support and you decide to push in, or if your SI support dies out and you still haven't cornered any survivors, do you back out or do you just keep pushing?
Again, that's all based on a situation. Really, the best way I can give it is you want to try and force a corner. Let me put it this way.
Oh, what the fuck? That's a weird route.
So let's say you know, I'm playing the survivor over here, and you're on the rooftop, you know, throwing rocks and shit, and we're hiding in here during the attacks, etc. And then you decide to commit, and you're going to be coming from over here on the left side here. Come in, etc. And you can chase the survivors directly, but as you see here, there's a big area over here, minus the dumpsters, where they can just keep kiting you. What you want to do is actually cut them off, so you're going to be basically running in an area right here, somewhat in front of them, and then eventually pushing them into an area where they're cornered. Do you kind of get the idea? You're cutting them off to prevent them from moving into the bigger open area. So yeah, that's generally the idea there. Anything else?
Not that I think so.
Alright. So then shall we move on to the next special infected then?
What'd you say?
Shall we move on to the next special infected then?
Let's see if I can get any last minute questions.
Oh god. Are you sure about that?
I ain't ready to get down yet.
Oh, why? Do you have to leave soon?
What?
Do you have to leave soon?
In like about 30 minutes.
Oh, we can cover all the special infected in 30 minutes. That's much quicker than the tank. So you want to go ahead and do that?
Sure.
Alright. So the next special infected is going to be... Okay, here. The next special infected is the hunter. Now, do you know how to wall kick or silent kick? Silent wall kick?
Yes.
Alright. Do you know how to Kai pounce? Basically pouncing along a single wall.
Come again?
Kai pounce. Pouncing along a single wall. Yes, no? Oh god.
Yes.
Oh, then if you know how to, then we don't need to go over it. We could have just killed the hunters here. Alright, so the next thing would be Boomer. How are you with vomiting over objects and getting long distance vomits?
I do not understand the concept, so...
Alright, so then let's go over that. So let's kill off our hunters. So here, I want you to spectate me here very quick, and I'm going to remove these props and set up the survivors. Alright. Where is the van? Alright. So here I'm going to be going over long distance vomit. It's basically your vomit will travel for a certain amount of time, and then it will begin to fall down. So it goes in a straight line first, so it'll be something like this. Goes in a straight line first, and then after a certain amount of time, it begins to go down. So here, I'm going to be vomiting straight at the survivors, and as you see, I can't... oh, I got Nick. Let me back up a bit. Alright, so as you see here, I'm not able to hit the survivors. Just vomiting straight at them. If I want to hit them, I'm going to want to aim up. As you see now, I can now hit them, correct?
Yes.
So, the general idea is just you want to aim upward to get long distance vomits, because your vomit goes straight for a certain amount of time, and then it begins to arc downward. Now, the thing is, vomit does not rain. It goes in, like I said, it goes in a straight line, so you can't exactly be really close up and aim up and get them. Your vomit's still going to miss. So you're going to spawn you up really quick. So go ahead and just long range. You're aiming a bit too high there at the end. There you go. So now here, we're gonna try vomiting over props here. Now this prop, basically, you gotta pretend the prop isn't here, even though it's still there. You gotta use it as a marker. Now as you see right there, even though you're vomiting over the prop, your vomit's not reaching them because you're too close. You gotta back up. You gotta pretend the prop isn't there, even though it's there. So I gotta distance myself so that my vomit will fall over the van from where I'm standing.
Okay.
So go ahead and give it a try. You don't have to aim that high. Just right over the van. There you go. Very nice. Now here, I'm going to be moving the van here. And now that we moved the van, now as you see the van is a bit farther from the survivors, but it's still the same concept. Pretend the van isn't there even though it's there, and just distance yourself so that the vomit will land on them as if it's not there. Alright, let's do a quick wall one here. So here we got a couple survivors here. Again, just gotta distance yourself, pretend the wall isn't there, and distance yourself so that the vomit will fall on them once it reaches, goes a certain amount of time in distance. I'm gonna make a quick staircase here, a really cheap staircase. Oops, blew myself up with the van. Where am I? Oh, good lord. This is not a staircase. Alright, let me try that again. There you go. Alright, so come, just jump on top of this here really quick, and let's get on top of this structure here.
Stop shoving me, Nick. It's so nice.
Alright, so here's another example of vomiting, using gravity to your advantage, etc. So here, I'm going to crouch. Crouching does not increase the velocity or the distance of your vomit, it just lowers the origin point of your vomit from your model. And since I'm already so much higher than them, all I gotta do is just crouch and aim directly at the edge of the roof and vomit. As you can see, survivors cannot see us, but we can still vomit on them. Now, one last thing before we go here. Gonna show you something here really quick, so I'm gonna... There you go. So I'm gonna warp the survivors over here really quick. So, I'm gonna show you here really quick, is that vomit does not travel, it ends after a certain amount of time, not a certain amount of distance. So if you're much higher, as you see, gravity, the gravity affects it, so it travels much faster, meaning it can cover more ground before it disappears. So from right here, since I'm really high up, the vomit's going to fly very quickly, meaning it's going to be able to reach the survivors, even though normally the distance between us and the survivors just isn't, ideal for any vomit. Very nice. So yeah, just vomit, it travels for a certain amount of time, not a certain amount of distance. Alright, so any questions?
No.
Alright. So the next thing here is going to be Charger. Now, do you know how to avoid stumbling at close range?
What'd you say?
Do you know how to avoid stumbling at close range with the Charger?
No.
Oh, then let's go ahead and do that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about one question. If
Go
you shake your mouse, like side to side, does that affect your range?
No. It affects the, the range of where you're, where you're aiming, but it doesn't increase the distance. As you'll see in the stream, if you ever go ahead and look through the stream, you'll see how when you spin around, you'll see all the hitboxes and such. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the charges here. Alright, so here, gonna approach the survivor here, and as you see, if I charge, I'm gonna stumble. Alright? Now, in order to avoid the stumble, what you gotta do is you gotta angle your charge. You're gonna aim either to the shoulder length left or right. So from here, yes, I mean, as you did right there, I'm gonna aim shoulder length to the right and charge.
Charges, pound him into the ground.
So that's all there is to avoiding stumbling at close range. It's just basically angle your charge. Oh, you're not even point blank for that one. There. So come up straight to her face. Go all the way up.
What?
Go straight up to her face. Just hug her. So yeah, there you go. And then just aim left or right, just a tiny bit. You gotta aim shoulder length left or right. There you go. And that's all there is to it. It's just, if you're point blank, you know, as you see, point blank range, just aim shoulder length left or right, and that's it.
Does it work from the side?
Yes. Just aim shoulder length left or right.
Come on, coach. You're not fun.
Very nice.
So, is it like a bug or a glitch when you charge one player and then you get stuck on another player? Or an object?
I have no. It's probably just a glitch. Alright. So the next thing we're going to cover here is side charging. Now, do you know what side charging is?
Side charging?
Yes, side charging.
No, I do not.
Alright, so watch here really quick. Oops, I messed that up. But you got a general idea of it, right? It's just basically you come at the side and you grab them from their side and charge. So I'm gonna do one here, really quick again. Oh wow, I can't move my mouse. I think it might be time to get a new mouse or find out if I can get that hair out of there. Very nice. So yeah, I'm gonna warp us to a better spot here for this to give a better example. So here at the ideal spot. And so here we got our ideal survivor who's trying to avoid getting charged off the building, you know. So here's survivor and here's the goalpost. So in order to get the survivor over there, you gotta approach him from the side and you gotta aim less than 90 degrees to the right. If you aim more than 90 degrees, you're gonna miss him. No, you can aim more than that. Let's try again. Oops, I don't, let me see. Can I get him over? Nope. Alright. Well then. Alright, let's try again. There you go. Well, you can aim even more. Let's try again.
No more than 90 degrees.
Yes, no more than 90 degrees. Nope, you aimed more than 90 degrees. That's definitely more than 90. Still more than 90. Oh, very nice, you got it. It's just Valve decided to say no. Alright, let's try one more. Oh, hi, hello there. Alright. Oh,
Wow.
whoa there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on now. Now we're getting sloppy. I'm gonna have to move her back. So let's see if I can move her back. There you go. Very nice. Valve's still trolling you.
I have Valve's gay bind.
Alright, so do one more. Very nice. Oh, and he managed to hit Rochelle onto the train cart. Maybe she'll get ran over. Alright, so any questions there
Choo-choo.
for side charging?
If you aim more than 90 degrees, you will miss.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you could even do this to try and pull people backwards too, to an extent. So here, watch. I'm gonna approach him from the front, and then I'm gonna charge him back. So let me see if I can try and do this. It's a little tricky. So you see how I did that?
Yes.
Basically, run at the survivor from the side, then turn around and charge. Although from there I wasn't close enough. Still got some on that.
Shoot the charger, man! Shoot the charger!
Oh, hello there.
I mean, too much.
I'm trying to kill the peanut while you're having fun with that. Nah, you gotta get much closer.
Like 180 degrees.
Yes, you gotta get much closer. There you go.
Wow.
You aimed more than 90 degrees. Still more than 90. There you go. There you go. What in... Rochelle, why are you shooting? Stop it, Rochelle. You know what? Right here. Alright, so let's do one more thing here with the charger. So, punch charging. You know about punch charging, correct?
Yes.
Alright, so punch charging, you know it's a trade-off, correct?
It's a trick. Is that
A
what you said?
trade-off. It's a trade-off.
It's a
You're
what?
giving up.
Trade-off?
You're giving up speed for damage. Is basically what I'm saying. To put it simple, put it simpler, you know, a vision or visual, is that alright? You know how when you punch a survivor, when you punch a survivor, you slow down, correct?
Yeah.
Now, if you do that and then charge, your charge is going to be slow. So watch. So here's a normal charge. You see, normal charge, pretty fast. And then here is a fast charge. I mean, here's a slow charge because I punched. And you see how much slower for the initial part it is, right?
Yes.
So generally, if you're going for a long charge, you don't want to punch charge. If you're going for a short charge, go ahead and give it a go, because, I mean, you don't have to worry that much. Alright.
It does
any questions?
10 additional damage,
True.
if I am correct.
Yes, it does. But is it worth possibly getting cleared mid-charge on that, not landing the charge spit?
Does it work with the... what you call it? Yes,
Oh,
it does.
yeah, it does. Alright, so any questions with the charger?
Not that I can think of.
Alright, so then let's move on to the last special infected, which is the jockey. Speaking of which, I need to take care of this jockey here really quick.
Happy jockey.
There you go. Yes, yes, jockey, you're gonna get shove killed by the bot. Oh, get owned. Alright, so the last thing here is the jockey. So let me kill off my charger. Alright, so here, the jockey, it's pretty much, for the jockey B-hop, you're going to want to be alternating between lunge and spacebar. Now, it's a little tricky to get at first, to get the timing of it, but when you do get it, you'll notice that you'll fly through the air when you land the spacebar.
You should do this every time, because I don't know how to be half jockey. This can be consistent, right?
Yes, it can be consistent. Lunge, then spacebar, lunge, then spacebar, etc. Oh, I think you got one there at the end.
There's two consecutives.
Now, one
I
thing,
don't actually understand how this M2 then 1 works.
it's just basically, well, you're not M2ing then M1ing, you're M1ing then M2ing. That's all you're doing is you're M1ing and then M2ing. There you go.
Wow. Oh, this time I thought it was M2 then M1.
Well, I mean, you can do that, but you won't get the claw then. You're M1ing, then M2ing so that you can claw as you're pouncing. Now, the next thing here I want to show you here with the Jockey B hop is it's not a... just because you're jumping a lot doesn't mean that you have a chance to grab a survivor with each of your, each jump and lunge. The reason being is, let me show you here really quick. So if you lunge straight into the air, you notice in the bottom right corner, your red bar, it does not recharge until you've landed on the ground. So if you want, you can go ahead and give it a try so you can see your red bar. As you see, it doesn't start recharging until you've landed on the ground. Now what this means is that while this red bar is recharging, you cannot land on a survivor by spacebar or walking on their head. So if you're doing, you're doing the Jockey Bunny hop, you can actually, if you don't time your distance from them, you can actually be dead stopped. So let me show you here. I'm gonna do a Jockey Bunny hop, but I'm so close to them. Very nice. I'm gonna do a Jockey Bunny hop, but I'm so close to them that I'm gonna bounce off of them. As you see here, I just bounced off of Nick and I couldn't grab him because I just didn't
That's
time the
fine.
Jockey B hop.
I was always saying why it never worked.
Yeah, so
And
you
now
see
I
it
know.
there. Yeah. So if you want this to actually grab them, you gotta time yourself the distance. So right here, as you see, I distanced myself properly, so I was able to grab him from that distance, with the jump.
Man,
Ooh. Very nice.
That was late.
A little. Might just be the lag. Now that you know about this, though, I'm going to give you a little tip here. Now, a
What'd
lot
you
of
say?
players... I said, now that you know about the whole, you can't land on someone while lunging, etc., I'm going to give you a little tip here. Is that I see a lot of jockeys, what they'll do is they'll use their mouse 1, their lunge ability, to initiate off of a rooftop. Now, this is really, really fast, but the thing with this is that if you miss, I'll show you right here, if I miss... Like say, I'm gonna pounce at Ellis. I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna pretend he dodged me, so I'm gonna miss on purpose. As you see, I land right here. He's able to pretty much kill me because of the fact that I wasted my lunge and I had nothing left to defend myself with. I'm just sitting there until my red bar is recharging. So, if instead I initiate using a rocket spawn or a space bar, I can lunge as soon as I land in case I miss.
Can you spectate me for this wall climb?
Alright,
Tell me
sure,
if
1
it-
second. Alright. You're not aiming high enough up. Gotta
Yeah,
aim
that's
all the
what
way up.
I used to do. I do like this.
Nah, you gotta aim higher, you're gonna fall off the ladder when you get to the top. There you go, much better. And Zuber, no, there's not gonna be any versus games tonight. I'm gonna be playing some Dead Space. So if you want to hear me or see me scream like a little girl, go ahead and stick around after this one-on-one stream.
So jump or rocket spawn?
Yes, you want to jump or rocket spawn to initiate as the jockey, so that you can lunge again if you miss. So any questions on that?
If you lunge and land on them, will that work or no?
Yeah, but you can't always expect that. I mean, if you lunge, they're going to be able to hear you spawn, correct? So more
Yes.
than likely, they're going to dodge you. So you don't want to waste your primary attack on the possibility that they might, you're more than likely going to miss, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you're much better off just jumping at them so that even if you... Because you can still land on a survivor. Yeah, I understand. You can still land on a survivor by spacebarring. So see right here, I just spacebar. Oops. I just press spacebar and I can still land on his head. See?
Is there DP damage
No.
on jockey or no?
No, there's not.
Yeah. Cause I saw that cast on Last Left to Learn. You guys talking about DP on jockey.
Oh no,
I'm like,
we
no.
were just joking. Alright, so any questions there with the jockey?
How fast when you death stop a jockey? How fast do you have to react before he can lunge at you again?
What do you mean?
Like how much time do you have?
It depends on how early you death stop. So I'm going to show you here a little experiment I found out because I used to play Realism Expert quite a bit. So come over to the Survivor side. Since we're already done with the Special Infected, there's nothing left to do. So we're going to come over to the Survivor side here. So it really depends how early you do the death stop. So here I'm going to use a Hunter for the example. Now, I'm sure you've noticed, if you ever played Campaign, correct? Where if you shove a Hunter, sometimes they'll scratch you while stumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so here, I'm going to dead stop really early. And you see here how he scratches me?
Yep.
Because I dead stopped really early. Now here, I'm going to dead stop later. No scratch. So you see, I mean, do you see the difference? It really depends on how early you dead stop, pretty much.
Okay.
So again, late dead oops,
Reloading.
a bit too late. So again, late dead stop, no scratch. Early dead stop, scratch. Oh, bounce, my bad. Too early. Damn butts. So yeah, it's the same thing with the jockey. So right here, early dead stop, scratch. It also means quicker regen. And right here, a bit of a later dead stop. Oops. I really hate jockeys sometimes, especially bots. Where'd he go? Are you serious? Are you serious? He jumped over me! But you get the idea, right? It depends how early or late you dead stop. It also depends if you hit them directly. You know, if I aim directly at the jockey and do it, he's much less likely to claw. If I don't aim at him, has a chance for him to be clawing.
This is a long question. I should have asked to go. I just forgot it. Oh my god. That's
Write it
bullshit.
down.
Oh yeah, okay. When skiing, are you trying to aim for the head or the body?
We do eventually cover that. I mean, if you want, I can give you the spoiler of it right now, instead of waiting till then.
It's fine. I can skeet, so I can just wait for it.
Alright. So, I mean, that was the end of the Special Infected. You only got about 17 minutes. Do you want to just call it right here, and then we can pick it up another day?
Sure.
Alright then. So, let me change your name here on the friends list really quick so I remember what part you're at.
Ah, damn it now. The brutes back there.
Nah, I'm accidentally spawn a tank here. Because I think you can only spawn me.
What?
Can I spawn stuff for now?
Oh yeah, you can spawn stuff.
Get ready. Tank.
That's weird. What is this at? Oh.
Heads up.
Alright, there. I've marked you on the friends list. What?
That's
buttons are
weird.
at.
Trucks
Oh.
are hittable.
Oh, well,
Shouldn't that
yeah.
be?
Well, because I made it hittable. It's a physical prop, not a dynamic. It's not
Wow.
stuck. I can even spawn out. Let me see here. Watch. Let me see. Where is it? There you go. Have fun with the floaty truck.
Holy shit.
And then here's one that I found a while back. There's a Jimmy Gibbs car, and it's really buggy. So
Should have asked this when I was tank. Is there any difference in hitbox for the survivor if you jump and hit?
Yes. So yeah, look at this. Man, look at this floating car. Space car, dude. Space car. It's not solid right there. It's actually sideways. So look at that. Look at that. Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that.
Sinking in quicksand.
Oh god, where'd it go? Oh my. That car. That car.
Watch out!
That car.
So this still works. If you rock next to a survivor, it hits.
Yes.
It hits them.
Although some tournaments have it banned, so just make sure to read the rules. There it is. I'm standing on top of the car, and it's, yeah. Alright, so anyways, I'm going to be ending the stream here, guys. Anyone who's watching, hope you had fun and maybe you learned a few things. Gonna be playing some Dead Space after this, so take care, guys.
Thank you, Xboy.
No problem.
See